In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Lord of the universe, your Lord and mine, I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens our hearts to the truth and He guides us to the best of path. I pray that our lives will always be peaceful and that we will be guided to the best. I pray that the day of judgment will be a better day than all of our days that we have lived, and that when we stand in front of the Lord, that we stand with greatness and honor and dignity, and that we will be rewarded with forgiveness and mercy in heaven at the end. I am your host, Abdulhakim Ali from Yemen, and I welcome you to a new episode of Prophetic Traits. I'm glad to have you again with me. By you being here with me again proves that you have enjoyed your episodes in the past, and that I have been able to touch a little bit of your heart about the greatness of Muhammad, peace be upon him, the greatness of the last prophet, the seal of all prophets, the greatness that the Lord have shown through him. And by us trying to understand the prophet, peace be upon him, it's for us, my brothers and sisters, to implement that into our lives, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord have said in the Quran al-Kareem, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرِ وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. There is a good example, a perfect example within the Prophet, peace be upon him, for whomever wishes or whomever sees himself as a worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and awaits the day of judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed the Prophet to be the example for all humanity, because the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was that perfect man. He was perfect, as we have said in our last episodes, in all of the episodes before, from different angles. Today I'd like to touch another angle. An angle as a man of authority. The man that ruled. I'd like to bring to your attention, brothers and sisters, I know most of you already know this. We are talking about a man that lived in the 7th century among people that was illiterate in a desert. No tribes were united. Each tribe had its own leader. No infrastructure whatsoever. No civilization almost existing. People couldn't find the difference between a bread and a napkin. They only understood how to fight and kill each other. There's a poem that says, وَأَحْيَانًا عَلَى بَكْرٍ أَخِينَا إِذَا لَمْ نَجِدْ إِلَّا أَخَانَا. At times, we'll declare war against our own brother if we cannot find an enemy to fight. They found it something good to exaggerate and brag that they kill each other. And then they say, أَلَا لَا يَجْهَلًا أَحَدٌ عَلَيْنَا فَنَجْهَلْ فَوْقَ جَهْلِ الْجَاهِلِينَ وَنَشْرَبُ إِنْ وَرَدْنَا الْمَاءَ صَفًّا وَيَشْرَبُ غَيْرُنَا كَدَرًا وَطِينًا. And they say, when we go to a water stream, we drink the clean water, while the others, we force them to drink the mud. And no one should be ignorant towards us in doing us wrong, because we will be the most ignorant in doing them wrong. That was what this nation and this kind of people in the Middle East were. They bragged about doing wrong, about killing each other. Their poetry, most of it was about who killed who and who's going to kill who. But no infrastructure, no civilization, no nation whatsoever. And then all of a sudden this man comes out, this orphan that lived an orphanage life, who he lived under the covenant of his grandfather, uncle, not his own parents. All of a sudden establishes the greatest state to ever exist in the history of mankind. Brothers and sisters, I'd like to take you step by step, because this topic we will take about 2 episodes to finalize. So I hope you bear patience with me. But the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam started to put that seed of this great state to come in Mecca in the first 3 years secretly. he would have his companions come secretly and meet with him at a place called Dar al-Arqam ibn Abi al-Arqam. Dar al-Arqam is the house of al-Arqam, the son of Abi al-Arqam. It's the person's name in Mecca. And they will sit there, and he will teach them, preach them, prepare them to be the leaders of the world. They understood what secrecy is, what organization is, administration is. This is the same core of people that didn't understand anything prior to the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the beautiful stories is that Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, may Allah be pleased with him, one of the companions, he once came to the city of Mecca to do a pilgrimage. And the people of Mecca told him, Ya Abu Dharr, be careful. Don't listen to Muhammad. He will deceive you. He will make you change your faith with his tricks and with his magic. Abu Dharr took 2 cottons and filled his ears with cotton. And then he talked to himself, why would I fear to listen? I'm a very intelligent man, educated individual. If he's trying to trick me, I would know. If it's magic, I know what magic is all about. Then he asked, who can take him to Muhammad? Peace be upon him. He found the nephew. He found the cousin of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ali. And he said, take me to Muhammad. But they were trained, as I said. Ali told him, follow me from distance. If you see me tie my shoelace, then walk away. Otherwise, follow me. They understood secrecy, planning, strategy. And he was taken to Dar al-Arqam, where he met the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and later embraced Islam. This core group were trained how to sacrifice and be obedient and willing to follow. They heard him say in the hadith, listen to your leader, even if he is someone that doesn't look well. His eyes is popped up, and he's very unpleasant. He has a very unpleasant face. You're to listen to him. Because leadership cannot succeed if people don't listen. Mecca was a tough place for him. And some of his companions were forced to migrate to Africa. And they listened. And among them, even his daughter, Zainab. So Mecca was not meant for the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam to stay in. So he prepared to move. And he started going from one tribe to another to convince them if they will support him and protect him, until the people of Medina came. Medina was living a very chaotic life. There were 3 tribes, 3 major tribes. The Jewish tribe, which was divided into 3 separate tribes. Bani Nadir, the clan of Nadir, the clan of Bani Qaynuqa, and the clan of Qurayza. And then you have Al-Aws, this is an Arab tribe, and Al-Khazraj, another Arab tribe. And there were wars sometimes between Al-Aws and Al-Khazraj, and sometimes there were wars between the Arabs and the Jews. To where the Jews used to say, the time of the last prophet is about to come, which we will put our hands with him and eliminate you. So when the people of Medina came to Mecca for pilgrimage, they heard about this man calling to a new religion, a religion of behaviors and only worshiping of Allah. They said to themselves, this is the man that the Jews are threatening us with. Let us believe in him. Let us believe in him before they do. And they embraced Islam. From that moment, the Rasul ﷺ started to prepare for this new state as the head of the state, which is the topic of our episode in the next, as him being the leader and the commander-in-chief and the head of the state. There are only a few of them that came, about 8. And some say around 12, with 2 women with them. He sent with them Mus'ab ibn Umair, one of the companions, to teach them, to prepare them. He was the first ambassador in the history of Islam. Mus'ab ibn Umair goes with them to Medina, and it was a matter of 1 year. And then Islam enters every home in the city of Medina. Mus'ab ibn Umair was a student of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was an ambassador that united the people where he went. He represented completely where he came from and the faith that he carried. A year passed, and then there comes the people of Medina, over 80 of them. And he actually put the strong foot of the first initial stage of the state. He chose among them what he called nuqaba. Nuqaba. Nuqaba means leaders, group leaders. Group leaders. Every group has a leader, and they're to go back to Medina and spread Islam. He established the leadership as he, being the only one listened, as the head of the state, and then governors or leaders among the people, so it can be easier to spread the call. They all asked the Prophet, "O Prophet of Allah, we wish you to migrate to Medina, for in Medina you will find many of your supporters, and you will find a state waiting for you. And we give you our pledge that we will obey you and listen and defend you like we defend our families and children and loved ones." The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave his order to the companions that lived in Mecca, the Meccans who have embraced Islam, which later they became known as Al-Muhajirin, to migrate to Medina. And it was no time later, he himself migrated to Medina and entered the city, when the city is waiting anxiously for him, singing, طَلَعَ الْبَدْرُ عَلَيْنَا مِنْ ثَنِيَّاتِ الْوَدَعِ وَجَبَ الشُّكْرُ عَلَيْنَا مَا دَعَى لِلَّهِ دَعَ. Ay, the moon, the full moon has came to us from the direction of Al-Wada'. They saw the Prophet, peace be upon him, as the moon, the shining star, the beginning that they will see their success. Brothers and sisters, as we come to the end of this episode, we have noticed and we reached where he started the state, and he was given the pledge as the head of the state that became the greatest state in the history of mankind. In our next episode, inshallah, I will talk about that state and the elements that existed to make it the greatest state in the history, as he was the greatest leader in the history. As I let you go today, hoping to see you in our upcoming episode, I wish you have been entertained, and I'm sure I will entertain you more if you come back. I'm your host, Abdulhakim Ali. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.